The state of cryptocurrency. Where is it going to be? I feel like cryptocurrency will be here for 1,000 years. I just want to just talk about cryptocurrency and what I think about it. Basically, like money. What is money, right? So, let's take a look at what's going on right now. In the past 20-something years, a new form of money has emerged called cryptocurrency, obviously, and it is all digital. And this is where I stand, and I'm kind of like gonna jump back and forth and not really kind of make sense, but I hope some of you understand me. I'm not gonna please everyone, so I'm gonna do the best of my ability. I'm just gonna be me 100%. So let's talk about money first and foremost. Hundreds of years ago, there was no money, and we all had to barter. We all had, maybe there was, like coins, shekels, I don't know what the hell, like in the Pirates of the Caribbean, gold and silver will always be money. In any side of this universe, 50% of our atmosphere, of our environment, is space, right? Like, we're not special, us humans, we're learning still, and I don't know shit. This is why I know what I know, because I don't know anything. So money used to be bartering things. Like gold is, currency anywhere, right? Because I love alchemy. So gold, all the metals, all the elements, that shit's money, that shit's value, right? Like beans or fucking corn, fucking trade that shit and you're good to go. So the dollar, money used to be, let's just talk about the dollar, right? The dollar used to be backed by silver and gold, right? Because that shit was heavy. You don't want to carry a bunch of fucking gold around, a bunch of silver around. So you had a dollar, which was a fucking piece of paper, simple, easy to carry, fucking value. It had a fucking number, like it was backed by silver and gold. So that's where we kind of diverged into just because it was, I guess, easier. That's the way I look at it, right? So now we have digital money, and I'm not talking about the cryptocurrency that I'm, trying to, talk about the state of cryptocurrency, I guess. I don't even think I'm doing a good job, but let's just, roll down this river and see what my mind comes up with, right? So money, now, this digital form of money that I'm talking about now is credit. Because you have to think about, credit is money. And money is credit, right? And like the United States even has a credit score. America, her damn self, got her credit bumped down a couple years ago. Who are we in debt to? So, and then this brings me into the point of centralized banks, which is, in my mind, the goddamn devil himself, spawned on earth. I don't like it. I don't like centralization. I don't like the Rothschilds, because they're this is the cryptocurrency is straight up against them, they have hundreds of trillions of dollars, supposedly, so they're good, Centralization. Let me not go too crazy into it, but, basically, like, the big hedge funds, the AIGs, the bailouts, in the Genesis block, for instance, of Bitcoin, if you look into that, he added a message in there about the second bailout, in the Genesis block, if you know about that, in Bitcoin. So this is basically for a more money driven financial system. And this is what you'll see in cryptocurrency. It's big, it's decentralized, it's safe, right? It's a blockchain, it's decentralized, it's safe, and it's that's the biggest thing, right? A decentralized financial system. So this is the big punch towards the centralized financial systems. And this is why, for instance, like and this is what I'm kind of gonna jump back and forth. So like, look at the dots and make the bigger picture for yourself. And excuse me if I'm throwing you off here, but like when the FedEx and all those companies came in, they said, oh, the postal service is gonna go down. It's gonna like, no, it made it better, competition and whatnot. So look what the government's doing right now. They're creating their own digital currencies because they know that the magic show is not, like, no one's paying attention. No one's like believing in the magic of money anymore, because they're like looking at all this new money being created out of nowhere, like how it was created hundreds of years ago. Somebody created it. Like all these people who are bankers, like the Rothschilds families, like the fucking Rockefellers, the freaking all these people, these big corporate, like just like run families, you know, like corporations run by these families for generations, and it's a business. Like they're very close to the Federal Reserve. It's centralized, ladies and fucking gentlemen. If you know a little bit about centralized government, like we don't hire a fucking president for the Federal Reserve, and they have way more power than the House and the Senate sometimes, you know? So just look at the 2009 bailouts, you know, and if you want, I don't want to go too far into the crazy zone, but just look at, for instance, this movie called Wall Street Never Sleeps with Shia LaBeouf. Great fucking movie. And it's kind of like, you know, a little dramatization, but that's kind of what I'm talking about towards here, you know? It's just like okay, let me get back to let me get back to the state of crypto and me trying to explain, like, because I want everyone, my point is right now is I want everyone who disbelieves and is saying like, crypto's trash, it's not going to be around, and this and that. No, you can go onto a Bitcoin a website and create your own token. And if you have a website yourself, like, or a YouTube channel, or if you have a website, create a website from your YouTube channel. You know, for instance, you make a website and then you make people buy your coin in order to buy a merchandise item from your website, and then you're making revenue from that coin. You're making that coin value go up. You're making your website value go up, and you're making money. The people are happy because they're trading, they're doing their own cryptocurrency thing, and you know what I mean. So it's awesome. That's what I want to do in my future. So my point is, you know, I need let me hone in on what I was trying to talk about. Money back in the days was dollars and silver freaking being generated by, you know, just computers now with credit, right? So it went from actual dollar, like, backed by silver and gold, because that shit was too heavy, like, you know. And then before, it was like we just traded goods, right? And then it was like silver and gold, and then like still silver and gold are worth a lot. And then money, and then now like the dollar is like not, you can argue that the dollar, inflation, right? Like it's not worth anything, and then it's worth more, it's worth less. So, and then credit, you know, sometimes credit can be a bad thing, because if you look at like that movie Wall Street Never Sleeps, for instance, you know, what I took from that was, and you know, what I took from the whole financial system at the same time is that like the banks really, like, if you have a dollar in the bank, they're willing to give somebody credit. Like, for instance, I don't know what the numbers were for, like, for instance, like for every dollar that they physically have, they were giving people like $100 in credit, you know what I mean? So like, you know, and this is how people are able to buy cars and houses, you know, like, you know, the booms and the busts of the housing markets and all that good stuff, right? You know, like people have cars that they can't afford, you know, they can't afford these cars, but they have good credit, so they do the minimum payments. And honestly, I understand it, because this is kind of what I'm doing right now. Like, I have good credit, I have a good car, and I shouldn't be able to have these things, but since I'm able to manage my money right, I'm able to pay off, all the, I'm able to keep it right, just keep afloat, you know what I mean? And money management, ladies and gentlemen. So now, if you're still with me, we're at like, in the 90s and the 2000s, right? When everything is like money and everything is getting $1 priced on it, like everything is like, everything has to be worth something. So like, and then we got into credit. And a lot of people don't even know what, how the credit works, how credit works, So credit is, basically like digital money, it's borrowed money type, and the digital money that's what inflation and all that good stuff, because for every physical dollar, they're literally loaning out money that they don't even have, which is on a computer. You literally type in, okay, since we're able to see that you run your things correctly, we're able to give you or whatever, right? Or if you have a car loan or a house loan, and if you manage your money correctly, you have good credit history. How that, for some of you who know how credit works, how it goes, you know what I mean? So you're able to manage your money correctly, you make good credit history, you have a good credit score, you get rewarded with more money, right? Which is not real money, it's just excuse me, I'm talking too much. It's just they type it on a freaking screen. It's like cryptocurrency, but not really. And this is why they are, I seen this other article comparing Bitcoin to Visa. And I see it now because although, Bitcoin can do 2,000 plus transactions, I think it was a second or something like that, or per minute, we're going to get there, because the decentralized financial system, the blockchain systems, all, like for instance, look into the internet computer. The internet computer is doing brilliant things, obviously, like Cardano, all the proof of stakes, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? Bitcoin still, but all of it, Bitcoin takes a little bit more energy, obviously. And, the reason why the billionaires have so much weight is because they're billionaires, If I was a billionaire and I said something about something, and, it's the big whales right now. So in like 20 years, say more people have money in the system, and it's not going to be 1 or 2 billionaires able to sway or rock the boat as hard as you've been able to see in the past couple months with Elon Musk and whatnot. So I hope I'm making sense. So cryptocurrency is going to be here for a while, because I'm looking at like the government's creating their own digital currencies, and this is only to compete with the new money, because they know it's not going anywhere. If honestly, if they would have, and I think this is why it's going up and down right now, is because they've tried to break the system. They try to buy in, buy out, dip out, try to, but it's a decentralized, secure blockchain, and it's not gonna shake. It's not, you can build, ITs, developments, run your own applications, like build your own company on this future internet web, this decentralized financial system for the people. You can build your own tokens, you can build your own money, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you can have your own money, and this is like what I'm talking about. It's ruining the centralized financial system, and this is the beauty of it. So like I said, like we had money back in the days, and it was just things. Like I had something and you had something, and then we traded it. Then we had silver and gold, I guess, always, forever. And then it was too heavy, right? So we were like, okay, let's come up with like this paper. That's a great idea. And then we can write a number on it, and then we can just fucking see like, here's $5, right? So now, we're hamsters on a wheel, honestly, in this centralized financial system that we're stuck in, and you hear about this shit all the time with like the whole system, and that's how it's built like this and all this bullshit. And this is why this decentralized financial system is going to be here for 1,000 years. And this is why they say, well, it's, you know, decentralized and it's safe and it's a blockchain, and, you know, just because they want you to feel safe, you know, they want you to put your money where your mouth is at the same time, you know what I mean? So and they're trying to destabilize it. And what I mean by they is, like, for instance, and I'm not directly pointing at the US government, but the US government had a patent, or has a patent, for marijuana being like they have, I forgot what it was, like, you know, I'm like, you know, trying to remember, but basically they have the patent for marijuana, like healing things, like they had the patent, but at the same time, like, in the other hand, they have, you know, obviously, like, you know, it's changing now, but they had the level 2, right? Like, as you know, so that's just like, how are you gonna play God and the devil, like, you know, with that whole thing? So it's kind of like that, you know, and it doesn't make sense, but it makes a little bit of sense to me. But my point is that the state of cryptocurrency is for sure being tested right now, and then at the same time, I hope I'm a little bit wrong, you know, by what I mean, you know, by them trying to, like, because I'm always like, you know, like, because I see it through the centralized, like, financial eye. Like, if I was a centralized financial system, I wouldn't want this shit to be around for more than 30 or 40 or 100 more years. Why? It's gonna take trillions of dollars away from my centralized economy, right? So, like, for instance, what I mean by earlier when I said like, you can build your companies and it won't, like, so quick. It's like, for instance, and I'm not exactly, like, I'm not a pro, you know, but I just want to talk to you about it. And if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, then you don't, you know. And if you see that I don't get it much, but you see that I kind of know what I'm talking about. So my point is, like, Facebook, right? Facebook opened up its IPO, and this certain company was under Facebook, and it was worth billions of dollars. So Facebook opened up its IPO, and it changed the rules, and this is where I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I kind of do. So Facebook changed the rules. Now that company went down in value. So building on Facebook for that company was a terrible thing when that whole thing happened, because they went from billions of dollars to, like, you know, I don't know how much they were worth after that. So for instance, from what I got from the, for instance, the Definity internet computer, for instance, this guy from Zurich, right? I was reading about them, and, you know, I bought into it, and it was like, it went up to $750, right? You know, and I was like, oh hell yeah, now it's just like $20-$30. So I'm like, man, if it goes back up to $750, my, like, $200-$300, you know, like $300 or something, I have 10 of them, it's gonna go up. Imagine, you know, 750 times 10, you know. So I'm making money. So I'm like, and if you look at it, like, it's a beautiful thing, because it's its own blockchain, and anything with its own blockchain, like, for instance, or like, let me like wet my palate, because I've been talking too much. But let me tell you guys a little bit about where, you know, like, what you might want to buy into. So I like, obviously, the big ones, you know, because they're too expensive, you know, and I don't own much of it, because it's like, you know, it's like not gonna really turn a big profit. So, and I, you know, did it before, and, you know, you make a little bit of money, you know, obviously. And, you know, if you want, obviously, if you have money, do it. It's gonna make you money, obviously, because they're at a dip right now, so it's gonna go back up. So buy, obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? But also, so Bitcoin and Ethereum are good. I'm just gonna say all of them, right? This is where a little bit I rant. So, like, Bitcoin is good, Ethereum is good, Anchor is good. It's like 6 cents, I believe, right now. It's gonna go up, right? It's you know, like, now is like, you know, this time in span right now. Obviously, the internet computer is good, and this is where I should have started. Like, this is what I have right now. The internet computer, because it was like $750, and it was like, it went down. Now it's like $20-$30, right? So imagine, like I said, right, the internet computer, like, if it goes back up to, like, even $450, you know, 450 times 10, like, I literally have, like, less than 450 right now, like, in my 10 tokens that I have for the internet computer. And this is what people don't realize now. Like, it's not about the money value, because all of these companies, some of these companies, like, I believe these companies that I'm mentioning are going to make it in the future. So, and they're gonna go up. Like for instance, Dogecoin is good. You know, if you have like 4,000 Dogecoin, I believe Dogecoin can reach 2,000, per Doge in 10 to 15 years. And if you want to wait that long, in 10 to 15 years, you might have. If you have 4,000 Dogecoin, imagine 2,000 times 4,000. That's a lot of money right there. Anchor, internet computer, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Which one's Cardano is a Cardano, and like I said, look for ones that have their own blockchain as well. So Cardano has its own blockchain. The internet computer has its own blockchain. Obviously, Ethereum and Bitcoin have their own blockchains. Stellar Lumen, Anchor. I believe Anchor's under Ethereum, and I'm not sure where Stellar Lumen. I'm not. I don't want to tell you wrong information right now, but Stellar Lumen's pretty good. What else? I might be, but just off the top of my head, these are pretty good tokens. That like for instance, like if you buy the internet computer, I believe the internet computer, depending on what time you're watching this video, like right now it's like in the 30 to 40s right now, it's gonna shoot back up to like hundreds, and I hope in my time span right now, when I made this video, it didn't hit like a couple months ago, it hit 750, and I believe it's gonna go up in a couple more years, but I'm just gonna hold that one until it goes up all the way. So this is why I believe cryptocurrency is going to be here for a while, for a very, 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 very long time. A very, 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 very long time. Buy in. Like, if I had money right now, I would buy way more internet computer, Dogecoin, Anchor, Stellar Lumen, and then obviously like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But those are worth hella more money though. Like if you want to make money right now, you got to buy the shit. Like for instance, internet computer. Like if you buy internet computer right now, like I said, it's gonna be worth a lot more money. So. This is a whole lot of video. I hope you understood all this information. I hope you understood some of it, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, man, the state of cryptocurrency, is strong. A lot of people may not see it right now, just because of their doubts, because of the volatility of this whole, because it sucks, you know what I mean? But that's what stable coins are for, If you don't want to go through this whole volatility thing, you have so many options. Like, for instance, I had 4, internet computers, right? And then that shit was going down, and I was like, oh shit, so I just sold it, right? And yeah, I lost a couple $100, and fuck it, you know what I mean? That's what I knew before I put my money into it, because it's the volatility, and this is why cryptocurrency works like stocks, because you can buy, like a stock, it works just like stock, like the stock market, but it's not, it's weird, it's cryptocurrency, and it's weird. So I don't know what to say about all that, but yeah, that's as far as I know about freaking cryptocurrency. So yeah, Deuce, I don't want to bore you guys anymore. I feel like this is if I talk anymore, I'm just gonna I just need more trying to squeeze more time out of this video, but I feel like that's all I know. If you want me to talk about anything else, just comment down below, and I'll blab on about that and shit. And yeah, Deuce.